Greetings everyone, this is Non-Expert here back again with another video. Today we'll be going through problem number 35 and the difficulty it's been rated at is hard. This problem was asked by Google and let's just get down to it. So given an array of strictly the characters R, G and B, we need to segregate the values of the array so that all the R's come first, the G's come second and the B's come last. We can only swap the elements of the array and we need to do this in linear time and in place. So for example, if we're given the array like this, it should become like this. So as you can see, all the R's are coming first, then the G's come second, and at the end, all the blues come. Cool. Fortunately, we were able to find a similar problem on LeetCode, and the name of the problem is called sort colors. Again, you can pause this video and check out the link given in the description below. But this problem has the same constructs. The only difference over here is that we are given integer values instead of R, G, and B values. So we have 0, 1, and 2, and they have, even suggested that these represent the color red, white, and blue respectively. Again, we'll be using that notation. So remember that, red, white, and blue are basically our RGB values. Okay, cool. So if you didn't know what this problem is, it is a pretty famous problem. And if you've not, seen it before, it's okay. The name of the problem is the Dutch flag problem or a Dutch partitioning problem. And the way we go about this is that we leverage the fact that we have only three colors. And if we have three colors, we can maintain three indexes. So each color will have its own index. And the way we'll be iterating through the entire thing would be through these indexes as well. So for example, let's just take um, a few scenarios. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to have red, white, and blue, which are going to be our indexes. And the way they're going to be sorted out is red is going to be 0, white is going to be blue, and white is going to be 0, and blue is going to be n minus 1. Awesome. So the way we're going to iterate through this is basically we're going to try to we're going to keep on going through the values till white is less than equal to blue. And as we do that, we're going to keep on appending the values or sort of updating the values accordingly. So what would happen is that our main guy that we look at is white. So if we go through white and we encounter an element as 0, we know for a fact that's supposed to be red. So basically we do a swap with nums red with nums white. If we get white, we just increment the value of white. The pointer white will get incremented, and if we encounter 2, we know for a fact that that's blue, but it's in the white position. So basically we'll swap out blue with white and then decrement blue. Cool. Again, it's a little difficult to track these things if you don't have it in code. So let's just write a quick code. So as I mentioned before, we're just writing a few indexes. So red is 0, white is 0, and blue is the last. And our while loop is basically going to go from white till it's less than or equal to blue. And the way you sort of go about it is that you check for each element one by one. So you say if nums white is equal to 0, that means it's in the it's the red, and we need to update it. So we say nums white, and all we're doing is we're just swapping these things out. So the way we swap these things out is like this in Python. So you do nums white, nums red, and all you need to do now is just increment the value or the pointer of red and white. Then you sort of take the condition that we mentioned before of what happens when nums white is in its correct place, which is 1. If that's the case, then we just do plus equal to 1, and if it's equal to 2, we know for a fact that's in the blues position, so we need to update that. So the way we do that is, again, we do a simple swap between nums white and nums blue. So let's just do that. Nums blue, so nums blue's value will be nums white and nums white will be nums blue. And then what we do is we just decrement the value of blue. And we don't really need to return anything because all this is happening in place. And I believe that the nums value will get returned on its own according to LeetCode. Cool. Again, there's not much here to it. It's basically that you have a pointer for each of the elements or each of the colors, and you're starting with each element till hit or till update all of them. And the way you sort of update all of them is that you understand that white and blue are basically those values, those conditions have already been coincided, and then we move forward from. Cool. Try running this quickly. Hopefully, this should run. Awesome, it is running. We can try submitting this as well. Hopefully it should run. You can see that's running fine. It's not the most fastest solution, but memory wise it's pretty optimal. Again, if you didn't understand what we're doing here, we're just basically keeping a pointer for each of the colors, and we're just moving on from there. Again, this is a pretty simple problem if you've already known the solution for it, and that's why I didn't want to get into much of those details. But whenever encounter something like this, you can probably consider having pointers for each of these values. Cool. So that's it for today's video. Again, if you do have any comments, leave it in the comments below. I would love to handle all your queries. And if you did like this video, do give a like and do subscribe to the channel. We are discussion over here, and we would love to have you. We are pushing videos on the daily, and if you've already subscribed, you're awesome. We all know it, and have a great day. Thank you.